Welcome to Borderdrip USA, your go-to channel for U.S. immigration updates, visa policies, and everything you need to know about green card processing. In this video, we're breaking down the May 2025 Visa Bulletin, specifically focusing on family-sponsored categories F1, F2A, and F2B. Whether you're a U.S. citizen sponsoring your unmarried child, or a green card holder sponsoring your spouse or adult child, this is a must-watch. There's not a lot of movement this month, but there's a lot to understand. Let's get into the details and make sense of what this bulletin really means for your journey to a U.S. green card. Understanding the family-based categories. First, let's recap what these categories mean. The U.S. immigration system allocates a limited number of green cards each year through family relationships, divided into preference categories. F1 is for unmarried sons and daughters, 21 plus, of U.S. citizens. F2A is for spouses and children under 21 of permanent residents, green card holders. F2B is for unmarried sons and daughters, 21 plus, of permanent residents. These categories are subject to annual quotas and also per country limits, which means if more people apply from one country than allowed, backlogs begin to form. This is exactly why we see huge delays for countries like India, Mexico, and the Philippines. May 2025 final action dates. Let's break it down. Now, let's get into the actual dates published in the May 2025 Bulletin. These are the final action dates, which USCIS has confirmed will be used for all family-based cases this month. F1, unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. India, China, and all chargeability areas except those listed. March 15th, 2016. Mexico, April 22nd, 2005. Philippines, July 15th, 2012. That means if you're a U.S. citizen sponsoring your adult child and your priority date is before March 15th, 2016, your case is eligible for approval, assuming the rest of your file is ready. But here's the reality check. That's over 9 years of waiting for most countries and nearly 20 years for Mexico. For many families, that's an entire generation. Now think about this. Even if you filed in 2017, you're still not current. So the question is, will this ever speed up? We'll talk about predictions in a separate video. But for now, these dates are frozen compared to April 2025. No movement. F2A, spouses and children under 21 of green card holders. All countries except Mexico, January 1st, 2022. Mexico, May 15th, 2021. This is one of the most watched categories because a large number of legal permanent residents file for their spouses and children under F2A. This category used to be current for everyone, meaning no wait. But starting in 2023, it began to regress, and in 2024 and now into 2025, it's holding firm in the early 2022 range. So what does this mean? If you're a green card holder and your spouse's or child's petition was filed before January 1st, 2022, you're eligible for visa issuance. But if it's more recent, even just by a few months, you'll need to keep waiting. Many people confuse F2A as a fast-track option, and while it used to be, that's no longer true. So, if you're currently planning to file under this category, make sure you go in with the right expectations. F2B, unmarried sons and daughters, 21 plus, of green card holders. India, China, and all other countries, July 22nd, 2016. Mexico, January 1st, 2006. Philippines, February 8th, 2012. Here's where things slow down even further. This category is notorious for long delays, and May 2025 offers no relief. There's no movement compared to last month's bulletin. India and China remain stuck at mid-2016, while Mexico is at 2006. That's almost 2 decades. If you filed under F2B and your priority date is in 2017 or later, you're still in for a long wait unless something shifts dramatically. So, what's really going on? Let's decode what this actually means for you, beyond just the numbers. 1. Demand versus supply gap is growing. The US has an annual cap of around 226,000 family-sponsored visas, and they're divided across multiple categories. F2A and F2B often see heavy demand, especially from high-population countries. The problem? The supply doesn't increase, but the demand keeps growing. This leads to backlogs, slowdowns, and cases waiting 10 to 20 years or more. 2. F2A isn't fast anymore. If you're a green card holder thinking your spouse or child can join you in a year, that was true in 2020 to 2021. Now, even F2A is backlogged. Expect processing to take at least 2 to 3 years for most countries, even longer for Mexico. 3. Mexico and the Philippines are still the worst hit. If you're from these countries, the wait time isn't just longer, it's extreme. These countries consistently exceed the per-country limits and have the longest queues across almost every family-based category. In F1 and F2B, dates are 10 to 20 years behind. 4. No forward movement equals no visibility. If a category hasn't moved in months, it means the government believes demand is still exceeding availability, or visa numbers aren't being used fast enough, or there are administrative slowdowns, as we've seen post-pandemic. In all cases, don't expect a sudden jump unless there's an unused visa rollover or an executive policy change. What should you do if you're waiting? Let's talk action. 1. File early. If you're still thinking about petitioning, file now. Priority dates matter, and filing earlier locks in your place in line. 2. Keep documents ready. Even if your date isn't current, start preparing I-864, civil documents, police clearances, etc. When your date becomes current, you'll be ready to move fast. 3. Stay informed. We post these updates monthly. Follow the Bulletin closely and subscribe to get alerts the moment something changes. 4. Explore adjustment of status versus consular processing. If you're inside the US, you may qualify for adjustment of status. If not, you'll go through consular processing. Know the pros and cons of both paths. Final thoughts. The May 2025 Visa Bulletin shows that family-based categories, especially F1, F2A, and F2B, remain in a holding pattern. While that can feel discouraging, don't let the wait paralyze you. Use this time to prepare, ask the right questions, and stay proactive. We've seen movement happen in waves. It may not be this month, but when it does come, you want to be first in line. If this video gave you clarity, drop a like, hit subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell so you never miss another update. Coming up next, we'll dive into the F4 category for siblings of US citizens and reveal why that backlog is one of the longest in the entire system. Thanks for watching. This is Borderdrip USA. Stay informed, stay ready.